ladies and gentlemen, John Gray here with Coach John Olive. It's the fifth quarter show. It's Saturday morning. We're in our new facility, and Coach Olive's here after going to Hillwood and having a very decisive win. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. It was a good win. I call it a lunch pail win. It's what we preached all week long was we knew that we would not be back up to the level emotionally where we were last Friday night.
Right.
You just can't do it. And just like we have to get up and go to work on some days when we don't really want to go to work, but you do. You learn that someplace along the way that I got to get up and go to work, and I've got to give an honest day's work.
Right.
And that was kind of our message throughout the week.
Might not be your best day's work, but it'll be an honest
But you don't
day.
give an honest day's work. Yeah, and I told them if you could learn that lesson now as teenagers, then when you're 30 years old and you're trying to figure out, I don't really feel like going to work, but I owe an honest day's work. And I'm going to go and I'm going to give my employer an honest day's work in exchange for that person or company or whatever paying me an honest wage for my labor. And I said, that's what you got to be able to do. And this is one of those games where we're probably going to win the game. I'm not, there's games that but they're a really young football team.
And
they're
not very big.
No, and you can tell they're young.
Right.
And but we could have been sloppy. It could have been a frustrating win, but instead, our young men showed up and they went right to work. They got their job done, and then the starters watched and cheered on the younger players.
Right. Right, and we got to see, and that's very important for a coaching staff to have a game like that along the way in a run like we're on right now, to see really what you have in your backup players and your other young men who get to go in, because you never know when you're going to need one of them.
That's exactly right. We're looking for depth, and I feel like one of the positions that we have built some depth in is now running back. I think one of the reporters, and may have been Scott, said that 8 different ball carriers last night. And you'll see that as you watch the video, that we get a lot of young people in that haven't been able to get a whole lot of playing time at certain positions.
Right. And showed well.
Right.
And showed well.
Yes.
So you're going to enjoy the game. You're going to enjoy the replay of the game here and what the coach has to say about things. And with that said, what we'll do is take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the first quarter of Tullahoma High School and Hillwood 2021. Star Physical Therapy has been serving Tullahoma and the surrounding area for 16 years, offering special services, dry needling, vestibular rehab, LSVT big for Parkinson's, workman's comp, sports rehab, and post-op care. All the physical therapists at Star Rehab hold a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. And there's also a certified orthopedic manual therapist. You want to pass the test? Come to the best. That's Star Physical Therapy.
Here in Tullahoma, we're very fortunate to have Builders Plumbing and Electric to serve all of our plumbing and electric needs.
Come see us while we have a short break at Builders Plumbing and Electric.
We're also fortunate to have Builder Supply, where we can get all the lumber to do any project we have around the house.
Come see us at Builder Supply.
The choices we make today will impact tomorrow. Choosing natural gas today is the responsible energy choice for your home, your family, and our environment. Almost all natural gas we use is produced right here in North America. And with plentiful gas reserves, we can enjoy a safe and reliable energy future. Natural gas. The comfortable and responsible energy choice for today and tomorrow.
Brought to you by Elk River Public Utility District.
Terry Stroop here with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We'd like to take this time to thank everybody for trusting us with their home and their business heating and cooling comfort. We'd like to take this time to remind everybody it's time for fall maintenance checks. They're taking appointments right now. We also would like to congratulate the 2022 class at Tullahoma High School seniors. Special shout out to two of those, which are our grandchildren, Mary Catherine and Owen Stroop. Let's go, Wildcats.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Our captains last night, number 45, who's not dressed out as he is nursing an injury, Ethan Anderson. Number 16, our deep snapper, and now he's playing what we call the H position on the offense, Reagan Tomlin. Number 11, our basketball recruit, Chris Usselton. And then number 40 is Brandon Painter. He plays inside linebacker for us. Could probably play running back for us, but he is coming off a major knee injury from last season, and we have so chosen to play him only one way right now.
Where we need him.
Where we need him, where he's the most valuable to us. So anyway, we knew last night we were going to get the ball because Hillwood was going to defer, and I knew what we were going to ask for the ball. So we're going to get the ball to open this ball game. And they're going to kick off here, and they don't want to kick it deep to us, so they're going to kick it short, and Owen Stroop's going to scoop it up. And takes off with it, and is going to get out past the 40-yard line. In fact, almost to the 50.
Good job, Owen. He's nursing a gimp leg just a little bit.
He is. He hurt a knee against Procon last week, but still stable and everything, and so he's still trying to play. We start off right here running the ball with Keyshawn Cummings following his pulling guard there. We ran the same play back to back. And, I can remember 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when we kind of found ourselves in the same place as Hillwood. Kind of reminds me of when Marshall County was playing us. As you watch our offensive line during this whole game, just watch the surge. They absolutely get after them here. Look how much, did you see any penetration?
No.
I mean,
Well, we've got probably 70, 100 pounds on those.
Oh, easily.
On each one of them.
I mean, I thought 54's Zach Schweiger, I thought he played really well during this game. Thought he made some major blocks and got after people. We hit Joe Duncan 2 straight plays in a row. We're down inside the 20. We come back trying to hit a quick swing pass there to Jacob Dixon. They do a good job of jumping out there. We're going to go to a bunch set right here and pitch the ball to Keyshawn. Watch Jacob Dixon 15. Watch him keep blocking. That's what gives you running back success. And we get the touchdown. Good job by Keyshawn. Great job by Jacob. Poe was pulling on that play as well, getting his linebacker. And
a good wide receiver does a whole lot more than receive.
That's correct. And my hat's off to our wide receivers. They do a great job blocking game after game. Justice Chadwick with Wade Collins holding and Reagan Tomlin snapping, and it's 7-0. So good start for the Wildcats. And, you know, we've gotten to the point over the last 2 years, we just expect the ball to go to the end zone, but Justice really kicks it so high, we may be better off letting him kick it against most people and just get it up in the air high, because if you watch during this game, you'll see that we get them down inside the 20 twice.
Right.
Because it's up so high and we can get downfield and cover. Coach Goodman does a great job with those special teams. Caden Bradford, welcome to big football right there. That young man he just hit a stone wall. And he's going to get rid of that ball. Gets a little anxious here.
You can tell by the size, they're young, they're thin.
Not a good play by us there. It's 3rd and long. Nobody should be behind us on a 3rd and long. Needed to catch it in the air. We weren't able to get to it in time. Jacob does pick it up, though, and he's going to make a good return, get it back down to their 35-yard line. So we got the ball in great field position. Need to march it right back down there again. And we set up a pass off the bubble screen that time and had realized where they were playing, what we call the overhang, and so we threw in behind him there to Joe Duncan. And look at the little hole. I mean, that is, I could make a yard or two in that one. Same play, and that's what I'm saying. Watch 54, just plow the road, as they might say. And great job by Zach. And Jackson Sheffield scores a touchdown.
He can cut on a dime.
He can. And he's a north-south runner. I love Jackson's running because he is nothing but north-south.
But he makes those little quick cuts that little hole opens up, and he's quick enough to get there.
Yep. 14-0. Justice Chadwick kicking off again.
We had some Tullahoma alumni in the stands last night from Nashville, David Goldberg and Vance Bromell, and they were pretty impressed with what was going on the field.
Well, it's an overmatched situation. What I was most impressed about is that we did not play a sloppy game. Yeah. And that's what my hat's off to our young men about.
Those two friends are from the class of '68.
I saw Cole Potter there from a distance. I'm pretty sure it was him, and then he sent me a text after the ball game as we were traveling back. I realized, yeah, that was Cole, I thought. So that's another alumnus that was up there that's living in Nashville now. Good pressure there by Logan Crouch.
And they enjoyed it, and they got the schedule and said, well, we'll see, I guess, at Glencliff.
And we just back off on that one. Still don't have good field position. We're outside the 40-yard line.
You know, the last time I was up there in that stadium with the benches, the seats in the stands were wooden. The stands were wooden.
Well,
and they've redone some of that stuff.
They have done a good job at redoing. Of course, they're in the midst of building a $190 million high school.
Wow.
Out in, what's the next one out?
Bellevue.
It's actually being built in Bellevue, if I understand right. Logan Stroop trying to follow those big linemen there. Picks up about 7. As we had suffered a sack there, is the clock that a quarterback's got to have in his head.
Look at Owen.
So anyway, first down. As Owen follows those linemen, we come back, throw the bubble screen here. Joe misses a block, and he doesn't miss very many of them. But we still make some yardage. We get 7 yards off that play. And we're going to come back and run Jacob right here, and he rolls that ankle. You can see it give. And so put him on the shelf for the rest of the night. Even though Heath said he could come back in and play, we chose to leave him on the shelf. There goes Owen Scroop, as we have been working with Owen for the last couple of weeks at running back, trying to build some depth there at that running back position. And Owen Scroop still running north and south himself.
He gets up holding a leg.
Took a shot there on his leg, and so we pull him out for the rest of the night. Again, might have been able to keep it from stiffening up and him playing some more. Probably would have if it had been the other situation. Keyshawn knows how to follow those big linemen. He follows Poe
Yes,
and
he does.
Bradford and Zach, JT. They were plowing the way. So we're up 21-0. We've started about as well as we can start. And you were talking about the old field there, which is right where this one is. If you remember, it had the light poles. You had to look around the light poles.
Wooden.
And the other thing I remember about it is the fence was right against the field. You only had 3 yards from the sideline to the fence, and you had to line your team up against that fence all the way down through there.
Stay off the field.
Yes. But anyway, great job there on kickoff coverage. As I believe it was Jackson and Ethan Hargrove that made the tackle there. Got them backed up inside the 20-yard line. That's an awesome job by our kickoff team. And Evan Tomlin in coverage there, pressure on the quarterback. Things are going the way we want them to go. And there's pressure on the QB, and he says, I don't want it. It's kind of like an old game that you and I played growing up, pick up smear.
Yeah.
I don't want it anymore.
I figured we'd block a punt at some point, but we came close. Look here. Look at this one.
And he's off to the races, breaking those tackles.
He's tough
Chris
young
Usselton, great job. And so that was the last play of the quarter, so we're going to end this quarter up 28-0.
And this is first quarter.
First quarter. There's no doubt who's going to win the football game now. Now it's just a matter of, as you put younger players in, will they continue playing as well? And, the one thing that we ask when we start putting the younger players in, always play hard. You might not know exactly what your blocking assignment is or what your defensive, what you're supposed to, we try to get pretty basic, obviously. But that's what, not only do you want them to play hard, you want them to be able to execute, though, and not have a lot of penalties and so forth. And I thought that our team overall, we've ended up with I think maybe 2 penalties all night long, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But it was good. Good job by our young men.
Well, I wish, as I've said in the past, this year I'm doing a personal dedication of this season to my friend and a great Wildcat fan, Max Gerald. And Max would have enjoyed this game. I'd love to have had Max in the stands with us last night, and because he was such a great fan, and he's a numbers guy. He understood the game in a way that a whole lot of people don't. He really, sometimes when we'd go to the game together, we wouldn't sit right next to each other. Most of the time we did, but sometimes he'd just move down a seat because he never took his mind off the game. He watched every nuance that went on, and he would say, did you see that block? Did you see this? Did you see that? And I miss my friend Max, and and his wife Ronnie, she's doing okay, but she still misses him as well.
Sure.
And but this season, I want to dedicate personally to Max Gerald. And with that said, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second quarter.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Attention, attention! Tullahoma and surrounding areas? Spinelli's Pizzeria is now open at 121 Northwest Atlantic Street in downtown Tullahoma. They specialize in Philadelphia-style pizzas that you can order by the pie or by the gigantic slice. Spinelli's also has great sandwiches with breads imported from Philly, loaded stromboli, salads, and desserts. They are open from 11 a.m. until 3 a.m. with delivery every day. So stop by Spinelli's and get a slice.
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, family practice dentistry for 29 years.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, opening the second quarter up here with the Tullahoma Wildcats kicking off to Hillwood. Score 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. And Justice puts it in the end zone. It is a great feeling knowing that the other team is starting that far away. And Caden Tucker, he flies around here and makes several tackles, especially during this quarter, and he doesn't get to play much more, but he became somebody that was cheering and coaching them on the sideline. Evan misses them there, but Caden Tucker and Colton Proctor get there. Third down, we're in good shape. Even if he catches the ball there, Chris has a chance to stop him short of the first down. So first defense has not given up a first down.
Now, if you score 35 and get ahead by 35 points in the first half, does the mercy rule start there? It has to be in the second half. Okay.
But that's our goal, is to get this game to a running clock. Hard running there and tough blocking. I thought it was Caden Bradford there that went flying through, smashing somebody, giving them a train ride.
Justice.
That number 39 was playing for me, that's playing for Hillwood, going against Caden Bradford there. I told him he owes Caden about $3 for that ride because he has been giving him a ride. Look at it. Look at 56. I mean, he's just wearing them out. And Jackson is making big-time yardage himself. And he's following that 56. There's Cam pushing his guy all the way into the end zone. And they marked us a tad short there, and Wade gets tackled there in the backfield. And this next play is probably, I would think, Hillwood's best defensive play of the night. They're going to run a blitz right here. We don't pick it up right, and because of that, they get Jackson before he can get started, and he picks up a yard and a half, but they make him earn it. This time, because of that, we go differently, and this time when that guy tries to show up, he meets number 70, who yanks him up off the ground there and pats him on his head and tells him, good try.
See what you get.
So, but so it's 35-0, which means once we get to the second half, you get into what's called a running clock, though my good friend Keith Robinson and some of his friends renamed it as the jogging clock because it stops whenever there's a score. And instead of continuing to run the whole time. So they renamed it as the jogging. Or an injury, or you can take time out or whatnot. But anyway, they try to run a screen here, and we were in pretty good position. We just weren't able to make the tackle on the young man. And Ethan Hargrove makes the tackle there, but they pick up about 6 yards. Zach on the tackle there, does a great job. Zach's been a very good addition for us. Glad that his dad. That young man made a great catch right there. That was right in front of us. He went up high to get it. He got both feet down where you only had to have one. He got both feet down. So they pick up a first down there. Good play by their young men. Not a whole lot of running room in there right now. We're a mixture in there now. We've got some seconds in there. Still got a first teamer or two there in the line. I think everybody else is a second. Good throw and catch. And that's that same young man that caught the ball over on the sideline. So they have picked up 2 first downs. And they run their version of the bubble screen. And 4's got some wheels. You'll see several of them later on as we keep bleeding down. They've got a couple of young men that can, if they get to the open field, they can motor. Tough sledding there. Malik does a good job there, playing at linebacker now, and he was the first one to make contact with him, and then his teammates helped him. I don't know who got their hands up on the ball there, but knocked it down as they tried to come back in, throwing right in behind the linebackers, just like they were going to try there. And go with it, Zane. I thought he was going to get them right here, and then there was one man that had gotten back there that he was going to have to cut back on, and great job. Great interception, good return. One of the finest young men that we have.
Who is that? What's his
Zane, and he is just an outstanding young man. Junior and backup free safety.
He looked like he had another gear, too.
Well, he's got a good top-end gear.
Yeah.
I mean, once he gets going, he's got a really good, he's one of the faster kids we have. He's just...
He was looking for a place to push in the clutch and go to that other gear, and he couldn't find a hole.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was running easy.
And Kobe Tucker gets, I think that's his first high school touchdown.
Good for him.
Sophomore running back. And they're off sides, but we're going to decline it because I told them it was too tough mathematically for us to figure out where to put the ball back down. So
it's 41-0.
Grant Chadwick now doing the kicking, and we missed the PAT. He ran pretty good personality and all. Later on in the game, their kicker's on a miss. He'd say, "Who would miss a PAT?" I just happened to be standing close enough. Imagine that. Who would miss one? So 41-0. Great job there, Brock Stroop there.
Bring in that wood.
I think that was Ethan again on the tackle there. And I think we're all backups in there right now. Good job. Still got Chef playing. He doesn't get to play linebacker a whole lot. And he obviously is the future at that position as well as running back, and so trying to get him some reps because he's going to be a really good linebacker. He's just a competitor. I like Jackson. He's a competitor.
Yeah.
And they're punting it out of bounds now away from us. I understand that. We did that last week ourselves.
Yes, sir.
And I think we only get one play here, and then the clock will expire, and this quarter will be over. Could be wrong, maybe 2 plays. Try to run Jalen Hill there on the speed sweep, and he picks up a yard or 2, and that brings us to halftime, and we're comfortably ahead, 41-0. Second half, I think we'll play the first defense, very first series, just to make sure that they understand there's no coming back.
Right.
And then
it's wide open.
Play everybody else.
There you go. There you go. All right, so we want to thank some people right now. Look at here. Look at this. You heard of that. You know, people go to the mall, Coach, to get what they call a Cinnabon in these malls. Look at here. Why in the world would you need to leave Tullahoma when you can get a cinnamon roll that looks like that right here at the Donut Palace? You don't have to drive to a mall in another town. Go to the Donut Palace. Cinnabon's got nothing on that bunch over there. This is one fine thing, and as soon as we get through with this little break, I'm going to tear into it. And I'll show you what's left at the end. It'll be nothing, guaranteed. So go by and see the Donut Palace right across from the high school for all your pastry needs. They're great people, and they've been supporting this program for years. We also want to thank Sundrop for providing their water sponsor, and thank them for all they do, not just for this show, but for many, many things.
Absolutely.
In our community. Very supportive.
You know,
of
they're
our
giving,
community.
it's connected, but the Sundrop shop, they give one of our offensive linemen an award to come eat all the pancakes they can eat.
Isn't that something?
So we hand that out every Monday to the winner for the offensive line, and it's a way of kind of recognizing those young men up there in the front.
Well, those defensive boys think about that on the line.
They're the same guys, so I guess I feel like they better do it well on the offensive side.
That's great. That's great. And we also want to thank Coffee County Bank, and they're one of our great local banking institutions here in Tullahoma. And Carter Sane and that bunch over there, we appreciate them for being part of the John Olive Fifth Quarter Show. Home-owned, home-operated, right here in Coffee County. And stop by and see them at one of their locations, either in Tullahoma on Jackson Street or in Manchester. And tell them you appreciate them being part of Tullahoma High School Wildcat football. And with that said, what we'll do is take a quick break, and then we'll bring the band performance from last week. The band was there this week, but they didn't perform. So we're going to bring you last week's band performance. So we'll see you after halftime.
Daddy Billy's Deli Bar and Grill
has been open at 119 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma for over 40 years, serving up good times and great food. The inside is now a non-smoking facility and had a great outdoor patio area with a covered stage, a fire pit, and a second bar where smoking is allowed. The food remains great at Daddy Billy's, from burgers to paninis, salads, wings, with new items being added all the time. Great sides from onion straws, flat fried potatoes, and Tullahoma's only corn salad. Music and sports are important at Daddy Billy's with jam night every Wednesday night, bands and players on the weekends, and big screen TVs all over the place to watch sports. Daddy Billy's is now open Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. As a non-smoking venue inside, all ages are welcome to enjoy the food and fun at Daddy Billy's. With a great selection of domestic, imported, and local craft beers, a full liquor and wine selection, and the best food around, there is no reason for you not to be part of the good times at Daddy Billy's, 119 Northwest Atlantic Street, downtown Tullahoma. If you're looking for a branding solution, Molly Dixon welcomes you to LogoWare, where your business, school, athletic team, nonprofit, family group, and other organizations can get your logo or message displayed with silk screening up to 10 colors and embroidery up to 15 colors on everything from caps to socks and all the inner and outer wear in between, plus backpacks, luggage, duffel bags, handbags, and purses. All work is done locally, in-house, on nationally branded product from Nike, Eddie Bauer, New Era, Carhartt, North Face, Russell Outdoors, and many more. So simply, why should you entrust the branding of your business or organization to a stranger on the internet when you can spend your money with a local business that offers competitive pricing and local professional service? For the answer to this question, Molly invites you to visit her at LogoWare, 401 South Washington Street, Tullahoma, 931-222-4103.
Donuts. Tasty. Donuts. Donuts.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
like a charger, in my sideline press box box. I'm still trying to see through, I'm seeing through the viewfinder on the camera, but it's not feeding through to the...
I can think of this wonderful little woman that I had. She said, I can't talk. There's nothing there. And she said, I want my voice back. After the first session, she was loud. I'll never forget this. She said, there's a voice in me still. Whether it's Parkinson's or a stroke or whatever, they are not at the bottom, but they can always get better.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Southern Electric and Plumbing Supply, located at 107 Southeast Atlantic Street in Tullahoma, is the area's premier location for electric and plumbing supplies and fixtures, featuring GE appliances, Delta faucets, and complete fixture lines displayed in a state-of-the-art showroom. So if you're a contractor working on new construction or a homeowner working on a weekend remodel project, Southern is the place to find that special fixture you need to make your home shine. Southern's experienced staff can help you solve any problem. Southern Electric and Supply Company, 107 Southeast Atlantic Street, Tullahoma, 455-5402.
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I'm going to start with us kicking off to Hillwood, and these quarters are going to go quick because the running clock or jogging clock, however you want to phrase it, is going to be in play now. So you're going to get 10 to 12 plays per quarter, maybe. Might get a few more than that, but not much more. First defense is back out there on the field right now because we do not want to let them make a big play and get happy. And the referee talking to me said that he had reffed in another part of the country before moving to Nashville, and he said in that state that they have a true running clock, that it never stops. It's just 24 minutes, that's all you got left to play football, and that's it. 12 minutes, well, I guess it's 25 minutes. Good job there by Landon as we were third and long, and that time we were right where we needed to be and had a chance for the interception there. So we've done what we wanted. We've stuffed them. We're going to make them punt it to us, and we'll put second offense out on the field. So that's it. No more starters in the game now. Good blocking there. And a good run there by Evan, but good blocking. I was glad to see the blocks being made there by Jacob Bennett and Eli Morgan. Oh, we're over on that side. And got Mason Miller at center, and Sam is at guard, and Jackson is at the right tackle. So I'm glad to see some of these guys getting a chance to play. Look at
downfield on the backside.
I think that was Eli Morgan that had given his guy a ride down the field and then planted him. 72.
Yeah, he took him on a carnival ride.
Wade Collins is at quarterback now. And Evans on to find that block.
That's a great run.
Get it in the end zone. So our second team takes it down the field and puts it in. And Grant puts it through, so it's now 48-0.
And Gage was sitting in front of me, and he said it was going to be 40-0. 40-0, and we kept counting up to 40, and I said, well, Gage, think we're going to get to 50? And he just smiled. Think we're going to get to 60? He just smiled.
Way to converge on the ball. And again, seconds are in there on the kickoff team. So everybody's getting a chance to play now. With a running clock, you got to You've got to hustle. You don't get as many plays with them as you'd like to, but you try to give everybody a chance. Try to run a screen. Eli Morgan says, I think I'll catch that one. I think Colton Proctor is the one that tipped it, and Eli Morgan intercepts it and sets up the offense again. Nathan DeLauder's at quarterback on this one. Hillwood took a timeout. Jack Dameron's in there at running back now. Bryson Stevenson's in there. Here goes Nathan DeLauder pulling it, and he breaks a tackle or two and gets it into the end zone.
Is that Tim's son?
That is Tim's son for his first, I think it's his first high school touchdown. Have a little struggle there getting the ball to the block, but Wade gets it there, and so now it's 55-0.
And you know, it's so amazing how fortunate we are in Tullahoma to have, number one, the facility we have, and the support that we have for our football team and our band, and the families like Tim DeLauder and Devin DeLauder, and these families, you see them keep showing up. Their kids, their grandkids, the Stroops are in the stadium for years now watching their grandkids play. And that support is just, it's unbelievable. You just don't find that in every little place you go and watch a sports event.
I agree.
We are very, very fortunate.
Very blessed. That was Xavier Farrell, a freshman, putting pressure on the quarterback there. I believe that was Mason Miller that made that tackle.
You know, like I've said many times, in a community like Tullahoma, it's not the government, it's not the school system that makes things wonderful. It's the citizens and the fans and the community that support our young people, be they band, be they football, track, volleyball, whatever. It's the community that makes the support and gives us such a wonderful environment.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. I told you it would be very many plays.
That was a quick one.
It will, and the fourth quarter will go by just about as fast. And, you know, what makes football unique on Friday nights is that you only play it once a week. And in our area of the country, the vast majority of the time, you play it on Friday night. Sometimes, and because of officiating shortages or facility shortages, you have to play on a Thursday night or a Saturday in some parts. But for the most part, it's a Friday night. And you have a band, and we have a very large band, a very good band that won their competition last Saturday, and I think they're off again today to compete. They bring about an environment, and then you have the cheerleaders. And those three components, that's, to me, makes football a very unique thing. It sets up the environment. Whether you're watching college football games with 100,000 people in the stadium, you see those same three ingredients. And I think that's what makes it unique. You go to watch other sports, I don't think I've ever been to a baseball game that had a band or cheerleaders. And there's nothing wrong with baseball, don't hear me say it, but I just think that that's part of the uniqueness to
Friday night lights,
Friday night in the fall of the year, especially in the southeast part of the United States.
Incredible.
We love playing football. And whether it be a Friday night or whether it's a Saturday and my favorite college team or whatever, you know.
Right.
And then, but even in the pro game, they've got cheerleaders, but they're not, it's not like the high school cheer. No. And if they have a band, it's more than likely it'll be in the parking lot during the tailgating time, going in the parking lot instead of doing anything in the stadium.
It's a DJ.
That's correct. That's what I'm saying. They don't have it. They don't have a marching band. So that's what makes it unique, and that's what I love about being a part of Tullahoma. We've had those three ingredients at a very high level for a very long time. And do we have a down year every now and then? Yep. Sometimes we don't have quite the football players that we have right now, but right now it's pretty fun.
Right. And last night I was talking about our friends from Tullahoma who were living up there, and they were. Fran went and got Claire Hobo, and because Lynn Oaf Bass was in their class.
Right.
And so Fran brought her over and introduced them, and they were looking down, and of course our homecoming queen this year was Lynn's granddaughter.
Correct.
And they were looking down there and said, wait a minute, how many cheerleaders do y'all have? And they were looking for her, and the cheerleaders were spread almost all the way across the stands. And how incredible is that, to have that amount of young ladies, and sometimes a young man or two, involved to show support during the ball game and lead the crowd. And my wife Fran is a great. She wants to yell with every cheer.
I got
so. Like I say, the environment is provided by our community.
That's correct.
And the support to make all that happen. And thank you, Tullahoma, for doing what you do to make sure that our young people get to have this experience, because not every little town does what we do, and not all the little kids get to experience what our children do because of your support. And we appreciate it, and we'll be back after this message with the fourth quarter.
At Minuteman Press, we can handle all of your design, print, and promotional needs. But did you know that we can print on so much more than just paper? We can help you with your outdoor advertising, such as posters and banners, even lawn signs and flags. We'll make sure all of your employees are dressed in custom branded apparel. Promotional items are a great way to keep your name in front of customers and attract new ones. Did you know that 89% of consumers can recall the advertiser of a promotional product they had received over the past 2 years? At Minuteman Press, we have the expertise to handle your entire direct mail campaign. Why direct mail? Because 65% of consumers have made a purchase because of direct mail advertising, and 39% have tried a business for the first time as a result of direct mail. So we will show you the best way to generate results for your marketing and advertising campaigns. At Minuteman Press, we design, print, and promote you. Contact us today to find out how we can help your business.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 locations to serve you, certified collision center, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from at russellbarnett.com, hometown auto rental, limited lifetime powertrain warranty on certain units, certified pre-owned units. Too many reasons to mention why I keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
All right, this is Richard Brooks at Templar Shooting Sport.
We've got an indoor range, which obviously is the highlight of coming into our building. But we do have guns for sale. We can rent guns. People can walk in right off the street. We've got educational classes from if you've never touched a gun before in your life to advanced courses, the handgun permit course for the state of Tennessee, 1101 South Jackson Street. Our phone number is 931-222-4657. You can find us on Facebook, Templar Shooting Sports, and our website is www.templarshootingsports.com.
We'd like to welcome Vanderbilt Hospital to Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For years, people have had great service at Heart Hospital. And many times people make the statement, I need to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go to Vanderbilt to get the best care, because Vanderbilt is now in Tullahoma as the new owner of Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital. For all of your health care needs, top quality, best research, new equipment, look forward to great health care at Vanderbilt Tullahoma Heart Hospital.
Check out our new Woodard's Diamonds and Design showroom, which is now located on 2011 North Jackson Street in front of the Walmart Shopping Center. We've got 4,600 square feet now, beautiful diamond and gemstone jewelry and a much easier and nicer place to come shop. This is still your place to come. Still have a great team of people. Still have wonderful diamond jewelry and bridal gifts. We have our Levion, which is out there. Even new creations of Chatham created gems, or the new Pandora, and even Kendra Scott, which is a brand that people have been asking for years now. So lots of new things, as well as some of your old friends here that are still here to serve and take good care of you. Thank you.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we open up the fourth quarter here. Wade Collins at quarterback, handing off to Jack Dameron.
Wow.
And Jack Dameron finding a hole there provided by those linemen. And Jack getting outside there. Got to put that ball away. They ruled him down. I think we get a holding call right there. We did. Yeah, that was our first offensive penalty all night long. So, and we've got some young men out there playing right now that this is their first time ever being.
And what grade is
a
Jack
varsity.
Dameron in?
He's a sophomore.
Yeah. Good for him.
You know, you just, this is Mr. Nims there running with the football. A little bit tougher go there, so we're going to punt it. We got the second team punt team in there. I guess Evans' first team right now while Brody's out, but everybody else, second team, and good job.
Good punt.
Yeah, good punt by Grant. Good job getting it off, and good execution by that bunch. And it froze up. Here we go. Thought we were going to end this fourth quarter really quick. Just trying to get everybody on the field now. And missed the young man there more than twice. And I believe that was Xavier making that tackle. I'm looking for the number. I never could get a good number, but I believe that was Xavier making that tackle. And Bryson Stevenson's going to make it there finally. Again, we're having a hard time wrapping them up.
It's a learning process right here.
It is. It's just good experience. Everybody getting a chance to play. That's Bryson. And Carlos trying to get over there to get to the ball, but I was trying to figure out why he couldn't go, and then I realized watching this that they had a pretty good hold on him.
Had him by the shoelaces.
And that was Kobe Tucker, I believe, that finally made the tackle. And here comes the speed sweep, and you can see the young man can cover some ground. We're trying to get him, and that's Xavier Farrell, the freshman defensive end, making the tackle. Getting to play in his, I believe it's his first varsity football game. So, and if I can get a number, that's the G-Man, that's what we call him, and Grant does a good job there, makes that tackle. And Xavier Farrell again on the tackle, and DeCarlos there, and a couple others that got in there. Trying to run a screen, and he's into the open field, and we don't have a hard time tackling him, and good execution by them, getting that screen off and executed right, and so they score.
He won't have hard time getting a date for the prom. He scored against Tullahoma.
And they missed their PAT, and that's when I hear Grant turn to some of his teammates. Who would have thought that you'd miss a PAT? So, you got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Sure.
That's good. I really liked it. I started laughing. And another freshman here, Mr. Ewing, running with the football there. We take 4 or 5 freshmen to every game with us. And so last night, the ones that had come with us to Hillwood, they got rewarded by being able to get in the game a little bit. Nathan DeLauder on the keep. He liked scoring that touchdown. He decided he might keep it again on the read there.
Close, right there.
That's it. We won't try to run another play. We're not interested in trying to score again or anything. We just ready for this game to be over. And we were going to pull everybody up to meet, but they started playing some kind of music over their PA system. And I said, I'm not battling that. I found JT, and I said, all right, my deacon has arrived. Get us up and get us out of here. Let's roll.
Let's go. Did y'all stop and eat somewhere last night?
We did. We stopped at Legends on the way home. They do a great job. That we've started using them when we're up in that area. We already turn an order in. We have a couple of selections that the kids sign up and the cheerleaders sign up for during the week, and we call them on the day before and say, hey, this many chicken fingers, this many hamburgers, or grilled chicken salad.
Right.
And so we only have 3 options, and but we started using Legends. They're moderately priced, but the big thing is that they get us in and out of there, and get us a good meal, because we feed them at 2 o'clock, football players, before we leave. Not anything big, but yesterday it was sandwiches from the Subway, and we've done wraps from Tullahoma Smoothie, and sometimes we've got various people who do things on our discount cards.
Right.
It's our way of giving back to them, saying thank you for your support, and we try to do some of that. Can't do it with everybody. There's a price range that we're working in, but that's what we try to do. And so anyway, it's a costly operation for us to go to an away game. All right.
Yeah.
And our quarterback club feeds our kids before we leave. Our quarterback club pays for our transportation. Our quarterback club pays for our young men and the cheerleaders and our managers, etc. Jimmy, Ricky, Randy, the setup crew, our video people, etc. And so that's what the fundraising, that's what the vast majority of it goes for, is for trying to make the experience or your time period of being a football player or a cheerleader at Tullahoma High School something special. That when you get to be our age, you embellish it so much that your grandchildren or your children are looking at you saying, there's no way it was that way when y'all play. But that's what you're trying to build. You're trying to build an experience for them that 10 years from now, they look back on it and they realize what a unique opportunity they had to participate in football at Tullahoma High School.
It's been that way. I look behind us, and behind me is a 1964 football jacket and a 1965 football blanket, and behind you is a 1966 football blanket that I got when I was playing football in Tullahoma. So this is not new. This tradition has been going on for a long time.
Long time.
And the support has been going on for a long time. And these young people are very, very fortunate to be able to be here and do what they do here. And I've told a lot of the young men that want to go forward and play college ball, I said, you just need to remember, it doesn't get any better than this right here.
It really doesn't. And I'm telling you, you go back and look at the video of last week, our stands, they're not packed, but it is full. And somebody said, well, you never fill the home stands like you used to. Well, that's because we moved 1,000 seats from the visitors side in the old stadium to the home side.
Right.
So now the home side holds 1,000 more people than the old stadium did. And I told them, I said, you know, if we had left that 1,000 seats over there on the visitors side like it had been in the old stadium, what was not a very good crowd, but it was for a Metro team. Right. It was one of the larger crowds we had since I told Murphy Fair. He was asking me about it, and I told him, I said, the last time that a Metro team came down here and brought a big crowd was in the late 90s, and we were playing Overton for the region championship, and they brought 3 school buses full of kids down here. Right. And so anyway, didn't mean to chase that rabbit so long, but I want the community to know thank you very much for the experience that you helped create for these young men. And a lot of the young men that were playing when I first arrived, they are now the people who are out there fundraising to give this generation of children the same opportunity to have those experiences that they look back on and think,
you never forget it.
Yeah, it's just unique. And that time that they get to spend, like sitting in a restaurant last night, if you listen to some of the conversations that are going on.
It's just like Fran said when we were leaving. She said, I wish we knew where the team was going to be, because it used to be so much fun for the parents to go wherever the kids, of course, were going to stop and eat. And just like you say, just experience their joy and watch them and having fun after a ball game and after a victory like that, and with the friends you've had your whole life. Right. You go to college and play ball, you're on a salary. They're paying your scholarship.
That's correct.
And
normally you're not with your friends except for the 4 that went up together to Mount Marty this year to play from Tullahoma. Yeah. And those 4 guys, at least they've got all their friends right there with them. But making new ones.
What we want to do right now, Coach, is have a little conversation about Montgomery Central, which is coming to Tullahoma next Friday night, and they are at this point an undefeated football team.
7-0. So this will be the 3rd undefeated football team that we've had coming to Tullahoma to play this year. Our team has beaten Marshall County, which was, I think, ranked number 8 at the time, and they're still in the top 10. They only have 1 loss. They and Pearl Cone are getting ready to meet each other, so one of them's getting ready to get 2 losses.
Right.
Pearl Cone came a week ago. They were undefeated. They were number 3 in the state, and we were able to find a way to beat them. And so now we have our 3rd undefeated team that's coming to our stadium, Wilkins Stadium, and it'll be another exciting Friday night. We're on fall break, so that's something that we've got to make some adjustments for. Right. Is our young men won't be in the same rhythm that they have been in for the last 9 weeks as we've been in school.
We negotiated homecoming pretty well, though.
We did. And so we're a senior-laden team. I think they understand what's at stake and so forth. If we want home field advantage throughout the playoffs, for as long as we stay in the playoffs, we have to win this coming Friday night, and then we'll have to win 2 more games after that. If we stub our toe after this Friday night, we will still be region champions because we will have a 1-game advantage over the other 3.
Right.
Montgomery Central will finish anywhere from 4 to 1st right now in our region. We'll finish anywhere from 4 to 1st. Pearl Cone, Marshall County, we don't have it locked, but you can look, you can see that those 4 teams are going to be the 4 teams that represent our region in the playoffs. Right. And but by winning this region, just the way it falls this year, obviously when you finish 1st or 2nd, you host the 1st round game. Then after that, it starts going by. The 2nd round goes to the highest seed. The third round goes by an even or odd year, depending on which year you're in, depends on who's going to be the host. And your fourth round, which is your semifinals, does the same thing. It's an even odd year thing. Well, the way this falls, if we win our region, we would host first round. If we win the first round, we would host second round because we're still the highest seed, being a number one seed. So we would host it. And then because of the calendar year, we would host quarterfinals. If we won those, if we can, my hope is that our players are good enough to overcome my coaching and get us past the quarterfinals. We would also host a semifinal game.
Wow.
Which was the unique thing that we had last year when we were going east in the playoffs. We weren't able to do it, got beat 15-14 in the quarters, or we would have hosted a semifinal game last year. And, so the table is set there for us, and that's what we keep talking to them about. What's your goals? What do you want to accomplish? This is your last shot at it. This is going to go down as one, if not the most winning team class in the sport of football. They're going to be right there at it. And I think they'll probably have more wins than any other class. Now, the wheels could fall off. We could all of a sudden just start getting huge injuries and so forth. So I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse, but that's basically what we're telling them.
Right.
Is that this is what's there before you. You want to be somebody that's remembered for decades. This is what's there for you. You can put yourself into history. And I think, and what's really unique about this senior class, they're doing it in football, they're doing it in basketball, they're doing it in baseball. We have them that play soccer, we have them that play, run track and field. Throwing wise, Logan Crouch, he won't be favored to win the state, but he'll be favored to be in the top 3 in the state throwing the shot this year. And there's some others in that group, Cam Robinson and so forth, that they all throw. It's probably the best group of throwers for track and field since I've been here. I may be overlooking another time period where we had a group like this, but there's 4 or 5 of them that can qualify for the state, throwing the shot or the disc. And it's just a really unique time athletically on the male side at Tullahoma High School. And unfortunately, they're all in that same class.
Yeah.
But it is good for that class. It's been a unique class. It's a great class. They're a fun class. There's some guys in this thing that I'll remember until I lose my mind or I'm dead, because they're fun to be around.
Hey, just to give you an example of the difference, I threw the disc for Tullahoma High School at 5'9", 155 pounds. What are these guys that are throwing right now?
They're all huge. Logan's obviously the biggest. Logan is close to 6'6" and 320, 325.
Yeah. That's more than 2 of me.
I can tell you right now, I've never had a football team this strong.
Right.
And if you're watching the video on the replay, just watch after Poe plants that linebacker down at the goal line.
Right.
It's one thing for me to reach down and grab your hand and help you back up. Just watch it. He reaches down and grabs him by his jersey and is lifting him up off the ground when the video breaks away. But he actually lifts him all the way back up and sets him back on his feet. And then pats him on his back of his shoulder pads as he's sending him back to his side.
Right.
And these guys, I've never had, and not that benching plays a huge role in the sport of football, but it just overall strength-wise, I've never had a 400-pound bencher. Now, I'm told that back in the 70s that we had some players that could do that and so forth, and I don't doubt them. Warner Toms, I know he's a very strong man as a man in my age group. But Logan, I think, is at 415 right now. We have 2 other players, Caden Bradford and JT Taylor, that are at 405. You don't see high school kids like that very much. Coach Sis, Coach Campbell have done a great job, and Coach Morse, Whitney, she works in there with us in the strength program, and those people have really done a great job. We have, I mean, you go in there and you look at our freshman numbers, and you see where they're beginning, and then you listen to upperclassmen say, I remember when I was there. And now I'm a 315-pound bencher or a 260-pound power clinger. They get it. If I'm willing to listen to what these guys are telling me to do, and I do it over and over and over, and as Coach Campbell likes to say, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself every time you walk in there. There's not a lot of small talk going on when you're in that weight room. They go in there, and he makes it be a business mindset. He and Coach Sis, it's a business mindset. And this is what you got to get done today. It's up on the board. Now go get it done. And the only thing you hear is when somebody's doing something wrong, you hear a correction being made. But we're strong. It is by far and away the strongest football team. And you just, when you watch the video, just watch what's going on. And I know that was against a young team.
Right.
But you can go back and watch just about any of our videos.
Right.
And it's just like Bradford, when Caden, he's holding the offensive lineman there, and that quarterback tries to turn it up in there early in the game, and it's like he just ran into a rock. And that's because he did just run into a rock. The rock's name is Bradford.
Bradford.
And so it's great. It's been fun. And this team right here, let's see what we can do. I'm looking forward to seeing how we finish out the year. We know we got to stay healthy. You always have that problem in football. You got to have some depth to be able to survive. Big ball game, though. 7 o'clock Friday night, Montgomery Central.
Undefeated Montgomery Central.
Undefeated Montgomery Central coming to town. And
it starts right there.
And I was talking to Murphy Fair this week. He said very few people thought you all had a chance against Pearl Cone. Well, very few people think Montgomery Central's got a chance against us. Shoes on the other foot.
There you go.
And we got to be able to handle it from our side as being a favored in a undefeated matchups again.
Right.
And if we want to stay undefeated, then we'll prepare well. And if we play well, I think we'll have a good shot at staying undefeated. If we don't prepare well and don't play poorly, I think we'll suffer our first loss.
Well, and last week when the stands were full for Pearl Cone, I don't know, and I've gone to a lot of Tullahoma High School football games, I have ever heard the noise come out of those stands.
Oh, it was awesome. Fourth quarter.
That
awesome.
Came out of those stands on the fourth quarter. You couldn't even hear yourself think, it was so loud.
Yes.
And now you understand what the 12th man is in Seattle, where the pros play, or in Texas A&M.
Correct.
You understand what that's about because the 12th man showed up at Tullahoma High School last
And they'll have the T-Town tailgating going on right outside the stadium. Arrive early, eat. The band sells food. The quarterback club sells food. There's a food truck there, and those proceeds are going to be split up with school organizations and so forth. So it's a lot of fun, they tell me. I don't know. But anyway, we'll do the Wildcat walk with the band and the football team and all takes place. It's roughly 6:10.
All right.
Roughly 6:10.
And with that said, one more thing I want to thank the Chandlers and Brother Jack Heiss. I believe some steaks were consumed over at the field house this past week.
There was.
And I know they had a part in that.
The comment made to me by a player, and it was actually at the soccer game because we had a soccer game that night, and I had to get to the soccer game. And at the soccer game, the player said, and this obviously would be an older player because he's been around, or he wouldn't have known this information, but he says, Coach, Miss Chandler says, her sides make that meal so much better. I said, you're absolutely correct. She is a champion.
She's a champion.
Being able to prepare food. And
I know
so we appreciate the Chandlers for them jumping in there, but Mark Moran, who has been our quarterback club president since the early 2000s. He had wanted to wait until his sons were done, but he actually took it over Matt's senior year by default. And he has hung in there with me during this whole time period. It's made it so much easier because you don't have to retrain anybody as far as how things work. He gets it done, and he set that meal up. And this is his words. He says, well, we didn't get to beat Franklin County this year in a real game, but we normally would have a steak dinner, and that's another story how we got started doing that. Anyway, he called me up. This was Tuesday, and he says, I think it's time for us to have that Franklin County steak dinner. And he told me he'd already talked to Miss Chandler and that things were rolling. And so we set it up and had some cheerleaders come down and enjoy it with us, and invited coaches to bring their families in and have some food as well. And we appreciate the ones who were there cooking and the ones who were there preparing and fundraising to pay for stuff like this.
You said something about the sides, and I won't say anything else other than this, that Brother Jack Heiss was involved in this dinner, and that's just enough said.
Enough said.
Okay, and thank you, Brother Jack.
Yes, thank
and he
you.
couldn't come because Sue told me she took him a meal.
Great.
Because he's having a hip problem or one of his knee problem or something, and he couldn't come, and so she carried him as I would say, ample plenty home. And we hope Brother Jack feels better. We appreciate all you do, and we give you the good wishes that you continue to give us in our football program. And with that said, Coach, I think it's about time we get out of here where you can go do something else.
I'll go take a nap. So
all right.
To do.
Just remember, folks, next Friday night, Montgomery Central, Tullahoma High School Stadium. Be there, be loud, and support your Wildcat football team as they make a run toward the state championship. Possibly. Never can tell. We'll see you next time.